Hi, and welcome to Drill Bits. I'm Drill.
I'm Danny.
And welcome. How's you going, Danny?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Where have you been lately? It's been a while since anyone's seen you.
I disappeared for quite a few years. Just taking it easy more than anything. Used to wrestle quite often. Just took a break from it. Had a little girl, so priorities have kind of changed, and just life took over a little bit. Things got a little bit messy in my personal life, so it's time to step away from wrestling at that time. But kind of making a little comeback every now and again.
Awesome. Start off with the boring questions first.
No boring questions. They're all good.
Well, they're all good then. They're all good. So, what was your first memory of wrestling?
First memory? Oh, that's easy. Well, the first time I saw wrestling, I used to go around to my nan's house all the time when I was about 7, 8. And my brother used to be watching it all the time. Never really paid attention, and the one time I actually paid attention, I can remember it specifically. It was the first Raw after WrestleMania 14. And the first person that I saw was The Rock. He was a heel at the time in the Nation Domination. And I was just mesmerised. I was like, I want to be him. I want to do that. And that's what started it all for me. Ever since that moment, 8 years old. Awesome. Brilliant.
Cool. So where did it all start for Danny then?
For Danny, sensation. Well, obviously it all evolved from that moment really. Pretty much got into it. Did the usual things most people did. Bit of backyard. Don't try this at home. So yeah, we were doing that. Me and a couple of mates were doing it. Did it for years on end. And just got to the point, I think everyone gets to the point where you think, you know what, I want to carry this on. Yeah. I want to do it properly. So the wrestling channel at the time was around. I was watching an FWA show and an advert came on for Future Shock training in Manchester. And I thought, oh perfect, that's what we can do. It was me and my mate Johnny. So I told him about it, he was well up for it. And we went one time and that's where it all pretty much started. He did embarrass me quite a lot though. They used to have a forum which all the trainees can go on, and in backyard wrestling for some reason he used to call himself Flash Funk. But obviously we all know there is an actual Flash Funk. So he goes on this forum, introduced himself, hi everybody, I'm Flash Funk, can't wait to meet you all. So you can imagine how that goes down first day of training. Not good. Especially since he's trained people there as well.
Awesome. So Future Shock was your first. Have you always trained at Future Shock?
I was trained at Future Shock, yeah. I did a slight little bit of training at GPW, Grand Pro Wrestling, it was Garage Pro Wrestling at the time. Yeah. But it's always been Future Shock, always. I absolutely loved it there. Excellent training staff there, and great people as well. It really did bring a lot out of me personally, so I have a lot to thank for. It really did.
So what did you find that Future Shock brought to you then, as you wanted to, obviously because you stayed there all the time?
It gave me, it brought a character out in me. I mean, one of the things that I was always struggling with is what am I going to do, what am I going to be like, and they really helped me with that. They give me all different options. The character's always there inside of you, you've just got to find it, and they did help me find it really, and obviously they taught me to wrestle. That's the aim of the game. But yeah, it's just the way they were, the way they are with you. You know, there's always extra training available if you wanted to. It's spot on.
Cool. So where did the character come from then? Or how did you evolve it to what it is today?
So Danny Sensation, well, it wasn't always going to be Danny Sensation. There's always other ideas. I was trying to. There was a seminar once I developed Shane, and he was trying to get everyone to think about what character they wanted, and obviously try and make it a lot, you know, personal to yourself. Yeah. So obviously, I think we went away. I was at Total Fitness at the time, just doing gym sessions there, and I was trying to think, just lying down on the mat, thinking of things I can do. What are you doing here?
Just come forward.
Oh, sorry. Trying to think of all the different things I could do. And I thought of all random things like gym instructor, all these random things, but it was one day we were just training, and it's after I saw a Kurt Angle match, and he'd just gone to TNA, and he was just going round, and it's going to sound weird what I'm going to say, he was just going, yeah, like, yeah. I was like, that's like really intense. So at training just once, I just went, I did to go, yeah, but I went, sensation. I was like, oh, okay, and they said, yo, there's your name, that's your gimmick right there, Danny Sensation. I was like, okay, cool, and that's basically where I started from.
Awesome. So I did you evolve the character then?
Oh yeah, I didn't really answer your
evolve
question,
the character. No.
It's just, it started from there, and it just built and built. The only time it really evolved was I got on shows. Like I was really generic when I first got on shows. Yeah. You know, I just stood there, I wasn't really doing a lot, and then I realised one of my biggest strengths is playing to the crowd, entertaining. I'm not the best wrestler, but I'll entertain people, and that's where it just evolved from there. The more time I went out there in front of crowds, that's how it evolved. Just show after show after show after show, and eventually, I think it really hit home when I had a match with Alex Shane at Future Shock, and he had a match for the Future Shock title. He taught me so much in that match, from psychology to everything, and that really did. That's where it boomed from there. In wrestling terms, that got me over.
Cool. So we're at Warrington Encore today.
Hometown.
So what character are you playing today?
Today I'm not doing Danny Sensation, I'm doing Leo Love. So this is another persona I have, which is a gay guy, because I do that very well. When I was wrestling originally, I used to have like long blonde hair. I was trying to grow it out, but obviously, as you can see, kind of losing my hair. But at the time I did have long hair, I was going to get it all bleached blonde, and that gimmick came from GPW.
Yeah.
Johnny Brannigan, he said, I don't know why you're not doing a gay gimmick, you should do a gay gimmick. Because all the times backstage and on nights out, I'm just acting really gay, going around like proper oversized, like you'd do great as a gay gimmick. And obviously I wear pink spandex, so it looks right and it fits. So that's where that came from. And that's what I'm doing tonight, because I absolutely love the gimmick, and you know, Danny Sensation's not really me anymore.
Yeah.
Leo Love's more me, so you know, I can get into it more, and hopefully people will believe it more. That's come recently from meeting Paul Heyman, because I was asking for advice on, you know, what to do gimmick wise, you know, what's the best way. But he said, only do something you 100% believe in. I was like, maybe that's the key, because at this moment in time I don't really 100% believe in Danny Sensation, but I do in Leo Love.
So what's the difference between Danny Sensation and Leo Love?
Danny
Obviously,
Sensation,
apart from being a bit camp.
that's the main difference. One is gay, one is just very camp. But Danny Sensation is, it used to be like the old me, the party boy, going out partying all the time. Yeah. I'm not really about that anymore, so it's hard to get into that, and I think it's very limited as well. Whereas this, I think potentially there's a lot more areas to explore, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I personally think so. With Danny Sensation, pretty much you could go around the UK and find any different Danny Sensation every promotion really. Was Leo Love? I don't think you can.
No. There's not many of them, is there?
Not really, no. Maybe one or two, maybe I've not seen, but as far as I'm aware, no one's doing it at the moment, so that's the aim of the game, and do something that's fresh, original, and people haven't seen before. Yeah. If you're doing that, you're on to win it, hopefully. So,
from the time you started training,
yeah,
how long was it before you eventually got onto shows?
It was just under a year. I started training with my best mate. He left, and then we had a slight break, because obviously we had a dream of doing it together. Yeah. We wanted to be a tag team. Obviously, as most people do, you have a dream and you go into it. Well, things changed. I was like, do I really want to do this? If I do, I need to do it on my own. So I went back, and within 2 or 3 months of going back, they offered me a spot on the show. Cool. Went from there, so cool. Dreadful match.
I was going to bring that tonight as well. So your first match, how was your first match?
Dreadful. To be fair, I actually I nearly got my front tooth knocked out. I took a lariat, and I was just like so happy to be in there. I forgot to turn my head, and it just lariated me straight in the mouth. Cut my lip open, nearly knocked my tooth out. But other than that, it was just really green, just really generic. I wasn't doing a lot of character work, because I didn't know in myself what I was doing. I knew what I was doing obviously in the ring, but character-wise, I didn't know what I wanted to be, what I was doing. I think that's a big key to being on shows. You need to know what you're doing without falling over. So
who was it who was in your first match?
My first match, oh now you're asking, was a 6-man tag. It was me, Jack Halewood, Fireball against Vitamin C and Cybella. I had to think about that. I was in Macclesfield. Macclesfield, yeah. Future Shock used to run shows in Macclesfield, Swinton and Stockport. It was in Macclesfield that I debuted from the start of the year.
Cool. So how long was it before you felt comfortable in a ring and could express yourself?
The first proper time, I was kind of coming into it the summer of the first year debut, because I started doing the camps in Wales, and that's where I started learning a lot more about me as a character. But the first proper time was when I faced Alex Shane for the Future Shock title. Yeah. That was just it. I was like, right, I know what I'm doing now. And it was pretty much a year into me being on shows. Cool.
I did have another question, I forgot it now.
Oh, that's all good. We don't write these down, it's off the cuff.
Let's move away from wrestling for a bit. Let's talk about your personal life. Talk about what you do outside of wrestling.
Outside of it, yeah.
Outside of wrestling. So, so what do you actually do?
Work-wise, I work for a car finance company, selling finance.
Boo.
I'm one of those people here, heel for life, what can I say, except tonight. But yeah, no, I sell car finance, I've been doing that for about a year now. I've just moved around from job to job.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to find this job. I mean, to be fair, this job is actually doing well for me. So I might be set here kind of thing, but I've always just bounced around from jobs. I've never had that set job. I've always wanted to do this, do you know what I mean? So, but it's good, pays the bills.
The main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, what are you into?
Is that a Leo Love question? Because you know a lot of people say that. What are you into? Or is it? What am I into, like hobby-wise?
No,
it can be whatever you want, real. I mean, I'm Leo Love, you know.
Let's not go down to Leo Love thing, the route. You know what I mean? Well, what are you into, like collectibles, music-wise, sports?
To be honest with you, I mean, this is one of the main things I came away from wrestling. I just really don't have a whole lot of time at the moment. When I'm not working, I'm with my little girl.
Yeah.
I'm not with my little girl, I'm working.
Yeah.
And that's legit. Other than that, I'll go to the gym. Go to the gym with my mate Greg, Voodoo.
You go with Greg?
I go with Greg, yeah. We always go to the gym together, we love it. But I mean, other than that, I mean, obviously I'll try go on nights out, you know, friends and that. But it's hard to have hobbies and things like that because I've not got a whole lot of time. Single dad, you know.
Do you like a drink?
I love a drink.
What's
if
your
you've seen
favourite
me
drink?
on a night out, amaretto and Coke all the way. But once I've had the full bottle of that, probably be whiskey, maybe brandy, whatever you want. Just don't drink beer. I'm not a real man.
You don't drink beer?
No, I don't drink beer. I'm not a real man. Spirits, shots, all that. I can do all that. Just
Maybe you're not drinking the right beer.
Although I went to Ireland recently, I tried a Guinness.
Oh.
And I liked it.
It's all bad you drink that.
You've got to try it in Ireland, and it's really nice. You try it.
No,
we'll go to Ireland.
I've only ever tried it once, and that was enough for me. You've never tried Coors?
No.
Oh, you're missing out. That is the best beer.
I went to Ibiza once, and what was it I tried? Bud Light, is it? I don't know. Don't like it. It's enough for me. See you later.
So you mentioned about going to the gym.
Yeah.
Kind of way, shifting.
Shifting?
Yeah.
It depends what we're doing. I mean, we mix it up quite a lot, so come to the gym and find out with me. That's all I'll say.
What are you training for? Power, physique,
we
fit?
switch it up quite a lot. Like we'll do power, and then we'll try and do like a lot of endurance and things like that. Because I think, especially when you're doing something like this, you need like good cardio, you need the endurance on there. So, and it depends. Like this is not no word of a lie. Greg, who I go with, his phone doesn't work a lot, and we've got a database saved with all the workouts on. And if his phone's not working, then we can't do what we plan. So we just go off whatever, because he's really biblical by this phone and this what's on there. If he can't see what we've lifted last time, we won't stick on the same regime. We'll try something different.
Well, what's wrong with a piece of pen and paper?
Well, I've said this to him, but you know.
I'll use a pen and paper.
But you know, but it's cheap. He doesn't get a proper phone.
What, pen and paper's cheaper?
I know, but
it's about £1.50.
Maybe. Go and tell him that. I've told him that, but you know, he'll just try and give me an answer back to why not to use it. So I just don't argue him because Greg's always right. I love him. It sounds like that. I love him.
Do you have any guilty pleasures?
Guilty pleasures?
Yeah. I don't know. Well,
everybody knows my guilty. Have you got me on Facebook? Everyone knows my guilty pleasure. Yeah. Ollie Alexander, years and years. That is my guilty pleasure. It's not even a guilty pleasure. That is a pleasure in life. I've met him.
Have you?
I've met him. I've been on stage with him.
Do you go to his concert?
Every single, as many as I can go. I've honestly, since last October and going up to this October, I've seen him 6 times.
A bit obsessive, that.
No, not a little bit. I went to Manchester last year. I flew to Poland to see them in March. Maybe you've got a point on that one. Saw him again in Manchester in April. That's when I went on stage. He invited me on stage because I had a sign. Proper fangirl. I'm going to see him at V-Fest, and I'm going to see him at Sundown, and possibly a couple at the end of the year. Oh, and Key 103 Live.
Cool.
I'm not going to tell you a story about that because it might be quite embarrassing.
Go on. You've said it now. Okay. You've mentioned it
now.
Go on.
It might make me sound a little bit obsessive. So paid what, 80 quid for a ticket for Key 103 Live. So obviously they have loads of acts, 8 acts. There's like Craig David and all that. Years and years were on first. After they were on, I left. I paid 80 quid for a 4th row ticket. They did 3 songs. I was like, right, I'm done now. That's me done. See you later. And I left my friend on his own. He didn't mind.
Lovely. So what are you watching on TV? Do you watch TV?
Yeah, when I come in from work late, I'll watch a bit of telly before me and Greg goes to the gym. Big soap fan.
Big soap.
Corrie all the way. I proper live this gimmick, don't I?
You do.
Coronation Street, all the time. EastEnders, Emmerdale, bit of Gordon Ramsay. Love Gordon Ramsay. Ace, anything like that.
You watching any TV series?
TV series, I started watching Ballers, the new Ballers, because that's on at the moment. You don't like Ballers? Got The Rock in it? No.
I've heard of it, but I've not had time to watch it yet.
Love Ballers.
Game of Thrones?
No, I'm not really. I'm not into these.
You're not into them?
No. Comedies all day, reality TVs, love that, except I don't really like that. Anything like that. None of this Games of Thrones stuff. I can't do it. My mates try and get me to all the time.
I can't watch Game of Walking Dead.
Me mate Greg wants me to watch Family Guy, but I'm just like, no, sorry.
Yeah, you have a certain humour to watch.
But I'll end up watching it. I watch a lot of Jim Carrey films.
He's a bit downhill now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe.
What's your favourite film?
Favourite film? Oh, now you're asking. Liar Liar. Absolutely love it. I've watched it hundreds of times. I pretty much watch it every week. Honestly. My mate, I was like Greg and his brother and his mate Chris, like proper film fanatics, and like, you always watch the same film. Why do you always watch the same film? Because I like it.
What about you, myself and Harry?
Me, myself and Harry.
You, myself and Harry.
Yeah, I do like that. Actually, and to be honest, I actually think, to be fair, the character he plays in that would make a brilliant wrestling gimmick.
It would, wouldn't it?
Schizophrenic wrestling.
But the thing you do, Festus.
Yeah,
Sort of.
well, yeah, in a way, but like Jim Carrey did in that film, like proper. I always had decide. Well, me and Greg were talking about recently about if you had a schizophrenic ref, a wrestler ref, and he'd break the rules and end up disqualifying himself because he was breaking the rules, and he's schizophrenic.
That'll be awesome.
That'd be quite funny.
That'll be awesome. Cool.
Don't nick any ideas now. So if there's a schizophrenic referee wrestler going out there now, we know where they got it from.
No, we want some paychecks.
Yeah, some royalties.
Royalties,
Thanks.
yeah. Want some royalties. Awesome. Right, let's wind this down then. Last few questions.
Okay.
Time's getting on. People are telling me to go home.
And I need to do my face paint.
Last few questions. Best match you've ever seen?
Best match I've ever seen. I've got to pick one.
Pick a few, but your favourite matches then?
I can give my top three. Oh well, okay. Top one, my favourite one I've ever seen. Just going back to being a kid for that pure reason. Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 15.
Was it 15?
15, yeah. Philadelphia 15. They did 17 and they did 19 as well. But 15 was my favourite. Yeah. 15 was my favourite. If I can pick two more, Rock and Hogan at 18. Absolutely love that. And then the third one, which is going a bit different.
This one's a bit aggressive.
Oh yeah. They agree with Hogan and Rock. Maybe the third, AJ, Samoa Joe and Daniels.
You're doing
Hey,
right.
Pitbull after
Starring appearance.
Again, first
guest
time.
appearance.
Bastard.
There's more guest appearances.
I know, they're all coming now. They're all coming. All right, man.
How's it going, mate? Alright, good to see you.
Oh, you're keen.
All right.
I've done my face paint yet, you.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay, yeah, so those are the three. But the best one, Rock and Austin, I love those series of matches. Yeah.
Best match you've ever been in?
Best match I've ever been in. I'd say my favourite match I've ever had was this two. Would be me and Voodoo we had in Liverpool, which was supposed to be a false count nowhere, ended up being a false count nowhere.
No.
Anywhere, whatever. It really made no sense, but it was funny. I spent a night in hospital, and then my other one was against Alex Shane for the title because that, as I say, that made me pretty much.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
Favourite wrestler, The Rock. Don't have to think about that.
Who would be your dream match against? Me against?
I mean the same answer again.
The Rock.
Yeah, it's literally The Rock.
I guess I'm going to know this answer then.
Go on then.
Who will be your dream tag team partner or manager?
Alright, well I'll give you something different then. I won't just say The Rock. If I still had the bleach blonde hair, it would be Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've got his tights on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he would be a dream tag team partner for Leo Love, happening that I could do Billy and Chuck. I could do Leo and Billy. That'd be funny. And manager, dream manager. It won't make any sense, but Paul Heyman. It won't make any sense for me.
Why
but,
not?
You know, a Jew and a gay man. Right.
Cool. Why do you love The Rock so much?
It's just what started for me. His charisma, it always draws me in. But it's from that first moment. It's the first person I ever saw when I got into it and started watching it. And it's just that moment. And I think as well, an 8-year-old, you understand good and bad, but you don't really understand. You shouldn't really like the heel, should you, at that age? No. And I just loved him. And I went through all my life loving him with his heel, face, whatever. And I've always been by him. That's why I've got a tattoo there. Rock's tattoo there.
Lovely.
He retweeted that and liked it.
Jealous. Jealous. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about your tattoos. That was supposed to be the question I forgot.
Oh.
What do your tattoos mean?
They've all got it for me. So I've got one on my ribs here, that's my daughter's name.
Yeah.
I've got my Years and Years one because that's from the night I met Ollie.
Yeah.
So it says dreams come true, it's got the date I met him. This one is a saying that I try to live my life by. And the reason I got it on my arm here is so we're doing curls at the gym. I always would give up a certain way. And this is how I live my life. So if I've got that there looking at me, I'll think, you know what, I'm going to do that extra couple. And it works. It sounds cheesy, but that's why. And then this one, it goes onto my chest on my back, and it's broke up into like 8 different meanings. Cool. But obviously I won't bore you all. The main one on it is on my chest. It's like a crest. Yeah. It means protector, and that's from a little girl. So I'm protector for her.
Cool. Alright, last 2 questions. You like to ask? You get to ask me one question.
I get to ask you one question.
One question. Any question.
Any question I want. Do you fancy going for a drink?
I don't drink.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay then. So, what would be your favourite moment of you being in British wrestling?
What I've done.
Just what you've done or been a part of or seen, specifically to do with British wrestling.
That's a good question now. I never thought of something like that.
Because at the moment I've talked all about American wrestling and British wrestling at the moment.
To be fair, British wrestling is on the rise, and obviously I want to be one of those guys because I've not been in wrestling long, and each month I'm getting better and better. The dream would be to be one of those guys that is spearheading it with a bunch of other guys and making British wrestling look fantastic, basically. So I'd love to be one of those guys that people say, yeah, I want to be like drill and do this, that and whatever, or I want to be like a Mickey Barnes. I want to be up there with these guys. Like now we all look up to Bubblegum and other guys, I can't think of this moment in time, T-Bone and stuff. I want to be like them guys, but yeah, that's the dream.
You need more tan if you're going to be like T-Bone.
I know.
A lot more tan.
This skin doesn't tan well, I just go red. I look like a lobster, and then I just go white again. It's pointless to be tanning.
You're never going to be T-Bone. Fuck out of here. You can bleep that out.
Alright, last question. Most important question of the lot. What advice would you give to anyone who's looking to get into wrestling training or just started?
I'm not the person to ask advice.
Doesn't matter.
I'm really not the person to ask advice.
What?
But if anyone's starting, I would just say have a part of everything that you do, and it comes back to what Paul Heyman kind of said to me when I met him recently. Just have a part in everything you do and believe it. Myself, I've done stuff I don't believe in before, and it's never connected with people. At the end of the day, if you want to make you only get one first impression and a chance to build on it, and if you blow it, it's really hard to come back from it. So just be involved in absolutely everything, and if you don't like something you're doing, say it. Say you don't like doing it. And you know, if a promoter's, you know, got no reason on it, do you really want to be on that show?
Sorry. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Stay safe. Keep it real. Yeah.
Anything you want to plug?
Anything I want to plug?
Anything you want to sell yourself to someone?
Yeah, fair enough. Years and Years will be performing at the V Festival in 2 weeks' time, and they'll be at Sundown Festival too. I'll just plug that. I've got nothing to plug.
No. Book him. I think you're booking.
I can legit. I need a third gimmick. Maybe do this schizophrenic gimmick, and then I can do a modern day version. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe do a Three Faces of Foley, but as in me, because I've got Danny Sensation. They'll actually need a third gimmick. Schizophrenic.
So you're doing you.
So I can do anything, or I could put them all together. A sensational schizophrenic game on. Why not?
Is that it?
That's it, Drill.
That's it.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, there you go. I'm Drill.
I'm Danny. Watch his show again.
Catch you down the road.